Today we're talking grilled cheese. So it really doesn't need much introduction. Everybody thinks they make the greatest grilled cheese ever.
Amazing grilled cheese sandwich ever made.
Some people struggle making grilled cheese. I'm gonna show you how I make grilled cheese today, and we're gonna do it two different ways. We're gonna do it the old-fashioned way. We're gonna use Wonder Bread, Kraft singles, and then I'm gonna make an upscale version with sourdough. I got some fontina cheese, some goat's milk mozzarella, and I got some Gouda too. So I'm gonna make one blended with this. I'm gonna make one the old school way. So yeah, let's just do it. So grilled cheese, a lot of different ways to make it. A lot of different breads, a lot of different cheeses, a lot of different ways you can do it. First way I'm gonna do it is back to basics way. This is the kind of sandwich with, Wonder Bread, the Kraft singles. It's gonna transport you back to your childhood. You're gonna think you're sitting at your mother's kitchen table where kids actually used to eat instead of in front of the TV or, God forbid, wherever they eat now. So on paper, this cheese, the Kraft singles, is nasty, nasty stuff on paper. But when you put it in your mouth and you start eating it, it is delicious. It's so good. It's so creamy. It's so nostalgic. It's great.
So, yeah, it's great. Oh. It's great.
So let's get right into it. So the pan, you're gonna wanna start off with a pan that's not hardly even hot at all. I like to start off with almost a cold pan. I just have it on the slowest heat because you really wanna make sure that your bread gets toasted and the cheese inside gets melted. You don't want to have too high heat. Then what happens is you're just blasting the outside of your bread. It burns the butter, the stuff in the middle, the cheeses. It doesn't even cook through. It doesn't melt and it's nasty. If you do it too cold, it just takes forever. The bread starts to get soggy. It soaks up the butter. You're also going to hear a lot of people tell you that, start using mayonnaise for your grilled cheese. I hear that all the time. People actually do that. I tried it. When I tell you, it is nasty. It's nasty. And look at this. Look at this. This loves mayonnaise. You put it on grilled cheese, it is nasty.
It's gross. It's bullshit.
I can't tell you enough. If you want to try it, go ahead and do it. If you do it already, keep doing it if you like it, but it has this kind of twangy flavor at the end. It's just, I'll eat anything. I couldn't even eat a grilled cheese sandwich made with mayonnaise. It was gross. I'll eat it with the mayonnaise on the inside. You start cooking that mayonnaise on the outside, it's so bad. You want to argue about it? Put it in the comments. That's how bad it is. It is terrible. So don't do it. Good God, don't do it. All right, couple pieces, really generic Wonder Bread. It really doesn't get any, more generic than that. If you even want to call it bread, it's barely even bread. It does contain flour, but Same with this cheese. If you read the outside, it calls it pasteurized cheese product. It doesn't even call it cheese. Sure, it has, milk, enzymes, salt, all your basic 3 starts off to make any kind of cheese. But after that, it's a complete shit show with sodium phosphates and oils and paprika extracts for coloring. It's all kinds of crazy stuff. Natural anti-mold stuff is in there too. It's, like I said, on paper it's gross, but in the sandwich and when you're eating it, so good. Generic butter. I'm gonna take our butter. Now here's the trick. Don't put the butter in the pan. Let your butter soften on the counter and spread the butter onto the bread. If you throw it in there, it makes a mess. It's just so much easier. You get your softened butter. Get that right onto your bread. Also not the easiest thing to spread butter onto Wonder Bread because it starts pulling apart on you. There you go. You're gonna get that ready. That's gonna go right in there. Now's when you're gonna start to apply some heat to it. Personal preference, obviously, when it comes to how much cheese you use. A sandwich like this, I'm probably just gonna go ahead and, I don't know, I was gonna say 2, but that's a big fat lie. I'm gonna use 3 for effect. So I'm gonna put that in there. Same thing, now's when you're gonna wanna make sure your butter's nice and soft. If you gotta manipulate it a little bit, mash it around, loosen it up, you gotta make sure it spreads on here nice. Get it on there. Use as much and as little as you like, but you do have to make sure you use enough. I put that on top. Now, let's gonna start heating up in the middle. It's gonna start melting your cheese. It's gonna brown on the outside. So let's just take a couple seconds and let that get done.
5 minutes later.
So after a couple minutes, really just a couple minutes if that, give it a quick look. Flip it over. There we go, looking nice. It's actually a little hot, I'm gonna turn that down. We're gonna give it another couple minutes on this side. Then we're gonna take it out and we're gonna test it. All right, a couple more minutes has gone by. Take a quick look at it. Yep, looking good. I can tell just by pulling on the corner a little bit that our cheese is nice and melted. In fact, it looks like we're ready to take this off. Let's go ahead and take that off.
Fast forward at.
Let's give it a quick little cut. We'll give it the pull test. You ready? Now I didn't cut through it all the way because I really want to get it for effect. That is what we're talking about. That is a creamy, cheesy, perfect grilled cheese sandwich. In fact, I couldn't even wait. So good. Like I said, this will transport you in an instant back to your childhood. Picture that next to a bowl of tomato soup,
Grilled cheese sandwich and tomato soup.
chicken noodle, maybe just a pickle and some chips on the side. It's such a nice, easy, quick dinner, lunch. It's just, you can have it anytime. So I'm gonna let that pan cool down for a couple minutes and then we're gonna try the upscale version. So for this next grilled cheese, I really took it to the next level and really went upscale with this. I got myself some really nice sourdough. I got some Irish grass-fed butter. I got some shredded fontina, some Gouda, and I also got myself some goat's milk mozzarella. These two are gonna make it nice and creamy and rich. This is gonna add a little bit of flavor to it, a little bit of pull to it, so I wanted to try it out. This is actually my first time using this goat milk mozzarella, but wanted to check it out. So, same thing. This bread, a lot denser, a lot more, texture to it as opposed to like your Wonder Bread. So even more important to start with a cold pan because it's gonna take a little bit longer to heat this up and melt the cheese. Plus, we're gonna have a whole bunch of cheeses in here. So, first thing first, same as before, nice softened butter. Just gonna get that nice layer right on there. Because that is gonna be what gives us our crisp crunch when we bite into the bread. I'll lay that right in there. That's where it gets a little bit messy. We got our fontina down there. Oh yeah, guys, this is gonna be cheesy. I like a lot of cheese. It's up to you. It's really personal preference, how much you want. Now, fontina cheese melts really nice. The Gouda is gonna melt really nice. This is why I'm choosing to put the Gouda in the middle. And I wanna get this mozzarella, which I'm thinking isn't gonna melt as quickly and easily as the other one. So I wanna make sure this stays on one of the outsides. And yeah, just looking at this is an actual pile of cheese on here. It's almost way too much, but you know what? We're gonna test it out. Butter on the other side. Gonna turn our pan on real low. That. I get a feeling this one's gonna be really good too. May not transform you back to 1980 or 90 or 2000, 2010, depending on how old you are. But either way, it's gonna be real nice. We're gonna get a little bit more butter right on that corner. This corner too. So we're gonna do the same technique with this. We're just gonna let this go low and slow. All right, so this one's been a couple minutes too, so we're just gonna take a quick look at it here. Got a lot of melted cheese. I'm just gonna take that off. We'll deal with that later. Give it a quick look. I'm gonna give it a little bit more heat. I'm gonna add a little bit more brown to the other side. Scoot it around a little bit. Give us another minute or so. Then we'll give it a flip. Here we go, now we're looking good. I'm gonna get right under it. I'm gonna give it a flip. Lay that right back down. Oh yeah. Looking good. Looks like we're almost there. Turn this down a little bit. My dog barking in the other room. This looks good to me, so I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna pop this off. Let this sit for just a minute. While we're letting that sit, go ahead, do me a huge favor, hit that like button down below, comment if you want, but certainly hit that subscribe button. Appreciate your continued support. So, grilled cheese, sourdough, looking good, both sides. Got a nice crisp to it, I don't know if you can hear it. Nice crisp. I'm gonna cut a little bit through for effect. I'm gonna give it a slow pull. Oh, just what I thought, look at that. That is 3 delicious cheeses on some delicious bread using delicious butter. I'm just gonna clean it up. Take that. It's a little taste.
Amazing grilled cheese sandwich ever made.
You get that nice little crisp bite when you bite through the bread. All the cheese blend together nicely. It's delicious flavor. It's so creamy, cheesy. Like I said, it's grilled cheese. You can't go wrong. In fact, if you're going wrong with grilled cheese, you need to keep watching. So while you do that, if you need to learn how to cook some other stuff, basic cooking techniques, check out this video I have up here. I got a playlist going on down here. Hit subscribe. Follow me on social media. So check me out. And until we meet again, yeah, go cook something.